You know the name Sun Tzu, right? And you've almost certainly heard quotes from his legendary work, The Art of War. It's one of those books that's become a huge global phenomenon, kind of the go-to guide for strategy in just about every field you can imagine. In the corporate world, for instance, it's practically required reading. You've got executives using its principles to try and outmaneuver their competitors. For political strategists, those 13 chapters have become a playbook for how to win campaigns and navigate tricky global relations. Even championship-winning coaches have pointed to its ideas as their secret to victory, giving them that psychological edge. And yep, believe it or not, it's even been stretched to cover the art of modern romance. It really seems like there's no conflict, big or small, that the art of war can't supposedly solve. But here's a thought. What if this popular image of the art of war, this idea of it being a ruthless manual for just crushing your enemies, is a massive oversimplification? In this explainer, we're going to peel back centuries of misinterpretation to find the book's original and, honestly, far more profound purpose. First things first, we have to understand the world Sun Tzu actually lived in. This wasn't some think tank or a business school seminar. We're talking about a time of brutal, nonstop, existential conflict. So Sun Tzu wrote this during a period in China called the Spring and Autumn period. The central government, the Zhou dynasty, was basically falling apart, and you had hundreds of little states all locked in this chaotic, perpetual war with each other. For rulers like Sun Tzu's boss, King Ho Lu of Wu, war wasn't some metaphor for market competition, it was a daily fight for the literal survival of his kingdom. And this comparison just really highlights the insane difference in stakes. I mean, when we talk about a war in business, the cost of losing might be a dip in the stock price. For Sun Tzu, the cost of losing was total annihilation, the complete destruction of his state and the death of all his people. This context is absolutely crucial to understanding his perspective. It changes everything. And because those stakes were so terrifyingly high, Sun Tzu's main goal wasn't to teach people how to fight better. It was actually to teach them how to win without fighting at all. This right here is the single most important line in the entire book. It's a philosophy that's actually rooted in Taoist ideas of harmony and effortless action. See, the ultimate victory, the true mark of a genius, isn't winning a bloody battle. It's a win so total, so perfectly prepared, that the enemy submits before a single arrow is even fired. The goal is not conflict. It's the prevention of conflict through superior strategy. So how do you achieve this supreme art? Well, it's not with clever battlefield tricks. It's with exhaustive, rational calculation before a conflict even has a chance to start. Sun Tzu lays out these 5 key factors to consider: the moral high ground, the weather and seasons, the physical terrain, the quality of your leadership, and the discipline of your forces. Victory isn't won on the battlefield, it's won in the planning room. And think about this. The very first factor he lists isn't about weapons or how many soldiers you have. It's the moral law. This is all about the bond between the leader and the people. If the people believe in the cause and they trust their leader, they become an unbreakable force. True strength, according to Sun Tzu, starts from the inside, with harmony and a just cause, not with aggression. And because of this deep wisdom, the book's influence quickly grew way beyond being just a military manual. It became a foundational text for strategic thinking all throughout East Asia. For centuries, the greatest military minds in Chinese history, we're talking legends like Cao Cao and Han Xin, were devout students of Sun Tzu. They didn't just read his work, they studied it, they wrote commentaries on it, and they used its principles to literally shape the course of history. But it wasn't just generals. As this quote shows, scholars and philosophers also saw how valuable it was. They realized that Sun Tzu wasn't just writing about war. He was writing about psychology, leadership, how to run a state, and the profound wisdom of saving your strength and avoiding pointless conflict. Okay, so let's circle back to the modern world and that aggressive, win-at-all-costs interpretation we started with.
So, let's put it all together. The popular myth paints the art of war as a playbook for aggression and little tactical tricks, but the reality is so much deeper. It's a guide to wisdom, where real victory comes from doing your homework, from exhaustive preparation, and positioning yourself so perfectly that the fight itself just becomes unnecessary.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. Instead of asking how to crush your competition, maybe the real question Sun Tzu wants us to ask ourselves is this: what's the most important battle in your work, or even in your life, that could be won not with aggression, but with better preparation, a deeper understanding, and the wisdom to make the fight totally unnecessary in the first place.
This is for entertainment and educational purposes only.